Welcome back to What's Next Garage. Today we're going to put the main bearings in, the rod bearings in, and put the engine halves together. Stick around, it's going to be great.
I use AC Delta quality products.
Right, yeah, that thing is
Follow
awesome.
the link below as you get the latest and greatest.
Follow the link. And please subscribe. Please hit like and subscribe.
And ring that bell.
Every little bit
Ring that
helps.
bell.
Ring that bell.
I still like Ryan Flanagan's videos better than yours.
Yeah, me too. I even watch some of them just for kicks.
I don't know who
Because
that
after
is.
I watch this one and see how hard you struggle with that, I'm going to need some laughter. Because this reminds me of working with Dad. No, that would have got thrown on the ground had Dad been doing it.
That would have been pitched in the field across the way.
The whole motor. Motor!
You want to see?
Cool. Can fuck yourself.
That's all I fuck yourself.
I saved you a motor.
I would have eventually got to it.
After you pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded. How long do you think it would have been, Trev, until he found that?
I would have had it.
I probably would have got it.
I probably would have got it right
Like
away.
a peak.
I did Brad's right.
There was one more.
Brad's
Oh, you're
right.
blaming me and the boys?
No!
Oh.
I got ahead of myself. I was having too much fun. Well, I could definitely say right away, I did not mark those rods. Let's hope I could put them together without mixing them up too bad. I keep them together. That may come back to bite me, but we'll see. You could see the wear in the rod bearings. The rest of them were pretty bad also.
How's the crank look though? Is the crank good? Or you gotta get the crank turned too?
Nah, I ain't doing that.
Turn it.
I ain't turning it,
I'm
no
just
way.
saying, the bearings.
You got a link
I'll
there.
throw it in the lane. Well, all these bearings were clanking and banging. They're all messed up.
It's neat to see those crankshafts spinning outside of the car.
Yeah, it's scary too.
Yeah, it is.
That looks really good. That looks really good. That looks really good. Wow, they all look really pretty good.
Gonna measure it, make sure they're in spec.
No, I'm not going to measure it.
I probably would.
I think it's close enough.
This thing has got 200%.
It's gonna be not what's next garage, close enough garage.
I love the journals. Look pretty good. There was no galling. Nothing was built up on them. There's the new rod bearings. They went together pretty good. It was pretty self-explanatory. You put the little dimple into the little notch. Worked out quite well. There's some scarring on there, but I'm not gonna.
How bad though?
Nothing. I mean, it's just.
Nope. If it ran before, I think your more noise was coming from the actual bearing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not gonna affect it. All right.
Conrod, big end caps.
44 newton meters or 33 foot-pounds.
It says torque settings between STI and UK are the same.
I'll look it up. Thanks. Thanks anyway.
ScoobyNet says camshaft bolts.
I used a lot of the Lucas assembly lube on both the journal and the bearings at this point. Then I put the rods together and snugged up the hardware. I continued down with the remaining 3 connecting rods, trying to stay as focused as I could with all the shenanigans going on in the background.
Are you really putting it back together already?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? What am I going to do? Sit here and look at it?
I would have looked at it for a day or two.
At least.
I was like, look what I did. Look what I did. I'm done for the day.
Once I had all 4 connecting rods assembled and snugged on the crankshaft, I went ahead and torqued them down.
Oh, it felt tight. I'm like, this is tight. No, they're all good. That lube is so sticky.
Because it's 43 degrees in here. God sakes.
Beautiful. All right, now I got to get the engine block up here and get it. Does it get
It's a
tight?
lot tighter than the other ones. The other ones all fell down.
Oh, that's because it's on there.
No, that's pretty
Oh
tight.
yeah,
That
that's
one
got
is
it
pretty
tight.
The other ones all fell down on their own.
Accord.
But that's a shorty, but it should fall
Yeah,
down.
we'll pull that one off and take another look at it.
I'm not sure what cylinder this is. This connecting rod went together okay, but it seemed a little bit tight. So I quick pulled it apart, pulled the bearing out, felt the journal, looked at the bearing itself, and couldn't really determine what the issue was. Now I may have had the lower half of that connecting rod 180 degrees. I'm not sure, but it got better after I torqued it down. It had a little drag, but I was okay with it.
It's just it's a little bit tight though. We'll have to see.
Is he joking with us right now?
Yeah, he is. This will be on What's Next Garage. Not to eat your
On your next episode of What's Next Garage.
Insulating a house. And look at this drift in my back door. I think I cut this door too short. How to add one to a cut off door. Yeah.
Had I not been trying to do this engine as cheaply as I possibly could, I probably would have taken this someplace and had it washed, steam cleaned. But I wanted to try and keep the cost down to the $110 that I was at. Though I definitely could have paid better attention, had a little bit more attention to detail. Here I'm just filing off the burrs that I put on there when I was trying to take apart that housing while the bolt was still in place. Yikes.
Yeah, we can't leave the Bradley's.
You would have had to pull me out of here if I would have drove down.
Why don't you have the four-wheel drive working?
I tried to shift it in and it didn't work. And I don't
Grab it harder, AJ.
Get her up in a lift.
No, I'm not worried about it. It's not mine. It's not my name. I don't.
Wow, but yet you do because you were over here with the freaking different. You had it all apart.
Well,
Wow! That's your catchphrase. Wow! We found your catchphrase. Why would this come apart? Wow! I forgot this one bolt. There you go. That's it.
well.
When you cut the door, Davey, and it splinters, go. Wow! It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I think it's it.
You're welcome.
Wow!
I'd rather did you just say you're welcome.
The main bearings didn't look too bad. As I was pulling them out, I was looking at them, and I'll show a picture later on of the main bearings. They really were quite nice. I think all the noise was coming from the rod bearings. So at this point, my entire shop quieted down. But here I'm putting the bearings in and preparing for the crank to be put in place. I definitely used a lot of the Lucas assembly lube. Everything I read, everything I've studied says the more the better. You're not going to hurt anything. And here I'm cleaning off those areas right where the bearing is so the Permatex will stick. And drop the crank in. Make sure everything's settled in, and then prepare the surfaces to get some Permatex and allow the halves to go back together. I'm using my Permatex Black here with the little applicator nozzle on it. Cut pretty small. I think I cut it to like 1/8 of an inch. I didn't put a huge blobs on there. I didn't want any of the Permatex to slide in to the bearing. The problem with these tubes, once you use that tip and cut it where you want, the next time you use it, it's going to be junk. So I made sure I had continuous circles going around the holes and then set the housing top back on. And it went together very nice. Now what I did do is I bought these gasket maker tube nozzles, so now the next time I have to use my Permatex again, it's gonna be perfect. So I just go around and gently run the head bolts in. I'm not cranking them in, I'm gently running them in. Nick, I don't know where these bolts are. I mean, this looks like one, but it was just randomly sitting down there. I don't even know where the devil I put them. Oh, here they are. Here are the three. This one stays down there. I'm tapping this one, which I should have done before, but worst case scenario, I'm gonna shorten that. That one bolt came out really hard and it galled up with aluminum. So I had to run a tap through there. I should have done it before, but I completely forgot about it. But it wasn't bad. I ran the tap down here. Cleaned up the threads nice, and I was able to put the bolt in there. Okay, so I'm going to torque up some stuff here. The 7 foot-pounds to start. Tight. We start here. So we're just running through the torque sequence, and there is a lot of bolts that hold this together. Believe me, I even forgot one when I was taking it apart. But the sequence is all over the place. So you really have to have a diagram there, which I have now. That's the diagram I was using. So I went through, torqued everything down in the sequence they said, and then I did my 90 degrees, and everything turned out pretty good. H, okay, come on. H and I, and this guy. There we go. Oh, that's good measure. I, E, F, G, H, I, and J, this guy up here. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's 90. Alright. Torque. Now these guys across the top. Then there's one here. And then we'll be good. Oh, and I got this all full of Permatex. Ah. Here we're giving everything another 90 degrees. I'm actually using a combination wrench to torque those down. Spins good. I can spin it. That's good. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of What's Next Garage. The halves are torqued together. Next episode, we'll be putting the pistons in, putting the heads on, and getting this motor ready for assembly. If you're interested in the Permatex nozzles, go ahead and check the description below. And as always, have a great day.